Hi folks, I'm going to show you how to get to the spreadsheet to use for student placement this year. You're going to go into the shared drives, find the assessment information and data drive. You're going to find the Dibels 8th edition folder, open that up, locate Dibels data, open that up. And then you want to open up the Dibels data MOY for middle of the year 2020-2021 file. Don't make a copy of the file right now because I'm making changes and improving the spreadsheet. So just open up the Dibels data MOY 2020 to 2021 file. So you're going to open up the file. It is a bear of a file. It will take a while to actually get everything to be displayed. I already have it open, and so I'm just going to drag that over, and so you can see that there is an awful lot of information on the spreadsheet, and you can also see that there are many sheets in here. Okay, and so we have three main sheets that you're going to use. It's the K-1 level dashboard, grades 2 to 3 level dashboards, and grades 4 to 6 level dashboard. And you'll see those along the bottom here. They're the first three worksheets that you can access. So what's kind of great about this tool is that it allows you to use these slicers here to really go through and minimize or filter all of the information that's displayed. So in this spreadsheet, you can see that there's information that scans from SRS internal behavior totals, SRS external behavior totals, and then all of the Dibels information that's appropriate for grades K and 1. So you can come up here and clear all of the options here and say, I just want to look at Greenbush Elementary School. Click OK. And what that's going to do, and because this is a huge file, right, it's going through and changing and filtering all of the information in our pivot tables below and the charts as well. You probably saw some of the charts changing, and then here we go. So it just went right to just Greenbush School, and we can see we have 409 total students, and here are their composite scores for a school. So if we look at all of the students at Greenbush, this is their composite score. You can also go to grade level and say, I just want to look at the kindergarten kids, and when you do that, it's going to go through. Because there's a little smaller data set, it'll happen a little quicker. And you can see that there are 80 kindergarten students at Greenbush School that took Dibels, and we have information for them. And in fact, I can scroll through and I can see all of the 80 students in a list here, right? And I can actually see that in this letter names, we had 75 out of the 80 that took this assessment. And we can see that 56% were at benchmark, 9.3 were almost at benchmark, and then there were 34.7% of the students that were well below. And we can go through and look at each of the different assessments, and then we can actually see that the students here, that this first student was above benchmark, and the second student was above benchmark, and they'll be represented in the blue data. So you can actually go through, and any of the slicers, that's all of this information up here in black, deals with demographic data, right? Anything in blue is just a purely assessment data. So you can say, I want to see all of the kids who were below or well below. So I'm going to deselect that benchmark and click OK. And it's going to go through and change my charts, because now I'm just looking at these kids. And you can see that these students had issues in phonemic awareness, issues in letter names, and you can see that their composite scores, that most of the students are below or well below. And that's really important information for us to have for next year. I can see letter sounds and what they scored regarding that. And then I can see how they did regarding decoding. They did much better. And word reading, they did much better. In fact, notice that sometimes a score doesn't show up. It's because those students didn't take that score. And then you can actually see the SRS data that goes along with it. So most of the kids in your school were not a risk, right, 0 to 3, or a moderate risk, 4 to 8, and there were just one student that was a score between 9 and 21. So the slices help you filter out different things. So you can go ahead and utilize this. I would suggest that one person have a Chromebook open with all of the data, and then you do the slicing together and you can look at it together, or use a double monitor, right? It's a great way for you to go ahead and review all of the different data that we have.